Facebook, YouTube. Morning. Morning, IG. How are we? Going to be doing some stretching today for daily live number 20. Just make sure that's going to be in frame. I might move that a little bit. How are we all? So all I've got behind me, guys, is a like a resistance band rigged up to a point on the wall that I'm going to be using. So we'll go there and about there. I think it's going to work. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, how are we all today? We're here for live number 20. And I'm also just going to be chatting today about why I find solid food during longer endurance events is a must. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. Plenty of you guys jumping on to say hello. Plenty of you jumped into Reset yesterday too. We had a price rise last night. So the 28-day reset will be starting in April 16th, so I think we've got another week and a half, maybe a bit more. What's the date? We've got 10 days. So if you are interested in reset, let me know and I'll hook you up. So what we're going to do, we're going to start out in this caterpillar position. So basically all we're doing now is just letting this band stretch us out. Okay, I'm going to start my little timer there. Okay. So we're just starting out in this caterpillar position. I actually did a big workout yesterday with a mate here with some kettlebells and my shoulder's fucked. So fucking sore. I do not have the best shoulder. After some mishaps on a snowboard years ago. Gives me a bit of grief. So yeah, a little bit sore today. So we were due for a stretch anyway. If you guys haven't noticed the pattern or if you missed the lives where I explain it, I change what I talk about each day and I change the workouts and what the movement is each day. So we end up doing 3 workouts each week. We end up doing two stretch sessions, like yoga stretch sessions, and 2 correctional movements, which might be where we work on. I'm just going to slowly come out of that. What we're going to do is actually open our legs right up now. As far apart as we can naturally get them, and then we start to collapse forwards. Yeah, so then 2 days of like correctional movement where we might be working on, say, glute med or our feet or our shoulders or our external rotators or our grip or our hands or something like that. Just something that our body, an area that is often a trouble point or people overlook or undertrain. Things like we spent one day working on extensors, which are the muscles on the back of the forearm, which open the hand and are involved in wrist extension. Often overlooked, very rarely stretched. So we spent a bit of time working on those. So anyway, so we were due for a stretch today, which was good because my shoulder was sore. So I found through my own sort of experimentation and reading and knowledge over the years, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs back in, then we're going to extend out that way, and now we're going to extend towards that leg. So this will get a little bit more activation through your back, through your QL, but also still hitting your hammy and your calf. Yeah, I've noticed through my own sort of experimentation and trial and error that I can run off like gels or blocks for about probably 6 hours. So if I get out there and do like a particular hectic beast or like a 30 kilometer or something where I'm out there for a long fucking time, like 5-6 hours. Super long hikes, I can do that on just gels. Although, to be fair, if I'm going out for a long hike, I'm probably going to be using more solid food anyway, because I'm not burning as hard, so I don't really need to go for the gel. So the point of the gel is to, like when you're exercising hard, your body pulls all the blood out of its non-essential systems and it puts it into your muscles, right? So it pulls the blood out of your guts and puts them in your muscles, because you need the blood in your muscles so you can move. So this is handy because it means your muscles can do more work, but it also means your stomach, your digestive tract essentially shut down. And this is what we talk about when we're talking about like fight or flight. Blood goes into our muscles, and when we go back into rest and digest, when we're calm, our blood goes back into our digestive tract. So when we exercise, and we're exercising really hard, it's quite difficult to digest food, which is pretty much why the gels exist. It's also going to slowly come out of that. Oh, that's your 5 minutes of stretching today. It's also fast food, right? So it's a really, really pure, simple form of glycogen in most of the gels. So it's going to be absorbed really, really quickly, which is beneficial if you're exercising, say you're running and you're trying to break a PB. You want to get those carbs in. And just as a side note, there's good data around this sort of fixed principle that if you're doing hard endurance work or hard training, 60 grams of carbs an hour is about the benchmark for what you want to be taking in. Now you're probably going to modify that up and down a little bit depending on your body size and shape, but 60 grams seems to be the number. So when I'm doing something that's not as crazy, not as demanding, say like a hike's perfect, like my heart rate's maybe sitting around 100, 110. It's not super jacked up. I can still hold a conversation unless I'm going up a crazy hill. You know, I'll be able to eat a Cliff Bar or something then. But I've found just during my own, training over doing events like enduros, 24-hour enduros or Spartan Ultras, stuff like that, that excuse me, that it's very difficult for me to just run off gels for sort of longer than 6 to 8 hours. I start to get a bit of, your gut just starts to reject it. So I've always found more solid food there to be helpful. Things like peanut butter and jam sandwiches help, peanut butter and jelly. Things like Cliff Bars. Things like additives in food. So Tailwind, stuff like that. Perpetual, I spoke about the other day, is one that I've had pretty good joy with. And that's got some protein and stuff in it. So yeah, more solid food if you're going for longer, slower efforts. It's going to get you out of trouble. That's all from me today. We'll keep talking all about race nutrition this month as we go. That is our pillar for the month, so expect to see more of it. And we'll be back tomorrow for a workout. See you guys.